Hey guys, this is Caleb and Cameron down here at the Gold Cove, 25555 Gratiot Avenue, Roseville, Michigan. And please come on in and see us. Today we're going to be discussing why cheaper is not always the best route for you, depending on what you're looking to do in precious metals. So I'm going to let Cameron start it off here and discuss why coins sometimes, meaning just Morgans like this versus an actual coin, cannot always be the best route if you're a coin collector.
So yes, as you can see, we picked out a whole selection of different coins. We got gold, silver, 90%. We have the pure thing. So these I'm going to be starting off with are these Cull Morgans. These you can get pretty cheap. About, what do you think, Kil? 40 to 45 bucks.
Yeah, whatever melt value is.
Yeah, about melt value. They're pretty disgusting to look at. I can't really tell the date. Just silver. It's just like a bulge of silver almost.
Yep.
And this is a 1893 CC Morgan. Still looks a little bit iffy, but it has a lot of value behind it. So this is $525. These are $40. That's almost 12x the value.
Right.
So this is limited edition almost. Low mintage, where these they printed millions of. They got in terrible condition and they're not as fun to look at. That one even has a hole in it.
Yeah.
So somebody put that around a bracelet. Got very little, collector value to it. You're just buying the silver.
Right.
Where this, you have collector value, easy to sell, fun to sell, and very recognizable in my opinion. We also have 90%. Sometimes if you guys go to a good coin store like us, you can get it for a little bit under melt. So we have the 90% quarters. These are about 40 times today, and I think melt is
40 times probably.
40 times, and melt is around 42.
40,
so you can get it for
42.
Under melt. And then these we have $9.99. These are pure. You're paying about 2 to 3 over on these.
Or
Buffaloes, dollar. It all just depends. There's a range. So these are $9.99. They're pure, cool to find buffaloes. Easy to tell what it is. You'll get more money for that than you would for this per ounce. So
more recognizable.
More recognizable. I wouldn't necessarily say that. These were minted by, America. They're 90%, 64 and below. Really cool. And then the gold. Caleb, if you want to take over for the gold, I'm not too knowledgeable in the gold yet.
Yeah, I would say, in addition to what Cameron was saying, like the 90% here, you could probably buy for under melt or close to melt. So the caveat is when you go to sell it, what do you think you're going to get? Melt? No, because the people, the dealer, they got to make a little money, so they pay back of melt. Same with the Cull Morgans, like when there's a giant hole in one, you're not going to get full melt value. If there is like a giant gouge on it, you're not going to get that full melt value for the resale purpose. So that's why, sometimes depending on what route you want to take, the 1 ounce Buffalo silver rounds are kind of the easier route for you for that purpose. And, if you're wanting a high-end coin, you want to get away from the silver aspect and get into the coin realm of Morgans and things like that. Now we're getting into the gold. So this here in front of us, this is a whole mixture of old foreign gold or some of the newer $5 commems on there that the US made. And these guys here are all 20 francs. So a lot of this stuff you can probably buy at melt or even back of melt, depending on, who you go to and what dealer you're dealing with. So when you go to resell it, you're not going to get that melt value or near melt value because of that purpose of these are kind of very hard to sell. They're oddity in composition. There's some of them are like 0.219, or 123. Some of them are like all different compositions of gold, and they're harder to recognize. 90%, 22 karat. So it's all over the board. So a lot of people really just like the modern stuff here because it's very simple. You look at it, you got an ounce of gold, you got a 1/4 ounce, you got a 1/10 ounce, instead of you got a 20 franc or Swiss or whatever. And it's like, what do I have here? You got to look up, you got to do a little bit more research versus you take a gold eagle, you look at it, it says on the coin 1 ounce gold. So it's very easy and simple. So that's why we kind of say sometimes cheaper can be a good route because you get the better bang for your buck, but then also for the resale value, it can kind of hinder you there. Now Cameron here, he's got, what'd you get? You got some
So
cards from a shop that were gold?
I did. So there was 2 cards in a store I saw, and they offered it to me under melt, which was very shocking. Very shocking to me. And so this was in a 1 ounce, holder. They're both 14 karat. This is 1 ounce. We'll throw the card up on the screen for you guys. So actually a card company put 1 ounce gold 14 karat.
Which is a little weird to me because I've never seen 14 karat ounce form.
Right. I've
Or a
never
half
seen that
ounce.
either. So this is also a 1/2 ounce. Rob Van Dam, never heard of him, but he's a 101. He's got gold on his card. So those, I don't know what the plan is for those.
Right. So you bought these only for the gold pretty much, right?
Well, for under the gold.
Under the gold.
And I let him keep the card. So we broke it out in the store, and I got to keep the gold. They got to keep the card.
And when you go to sell it, you're not going to get the full gold melt value either, right?
Probably not.
Because the cheaper is not always the best route.
That is true. But if it was a 1 ounce kit, would I get melt?
Well, you would get closer to it. Yeah.
I would get closer.
Absolutely.
But these was kind of like a third party situation. Bought it with Pops' money, gave me a little bit commission. That's all I got to do. He'll put the work in to sell it. So that's the story behind that. And I thought it was pretty cool, seeing real gold in cardboard.
Right.
They do it with silver. I think there might be platinum out there. Those are harder to find. But whenever you see golden cards, they're nowhere near melt. So I was super shocked to get them for under melt.
Right, yeah. That is pretty cool to see. So what do you guys think? You think cheaper is a better route? You think buying something that's more recognizable, that's easy to stack, easy to know? What do you think? Leave down your opinions in the comments and your thoughts and opinions, and leave down, your suggestions for other videos you want us to do. And thank you guys for watching. This is Caleb and Cameron down here at the Gold Cove.
Take care.
Thank you guys for watching our videos, subscribing to the channel, and liking our content. We are truly enjoying this journey on YouTube with all of you, and I hope you guys are as well. Be sure to be subscribed to the channel and notified on all of our content. And most importantly, buy precious metals, and don't forget to check out Cameron's whatnot called Gold Cove Cam on there. Things are going way too cheap. It's exciting. It's fun. I'm on there. Pops is on there. Cam's is on there. And yeah, don't forget to, throw in some suggestions in the comments down below of what you want to see. Or if you want to be on film, please also let us know. Take care, everyone. We appreciate y'all. Have a great day.